Okay, welcome to the internet. Manuel Castells of University of Southern California, as of 2013, claims that 90% of all information has been digitized. So we're approaching a reality where it's digital. The environment is linked to humanity, according to St. Francis. There's also a phenomenon of involuntary influence on the environment, referred to as mana. Carl Jung. There's been a lot of talk about reaching a point in time and we know about Christ, where the Word becomes flesh. How do we represent our values in images and our ideals and our lifestyle? How do these things come to reality? Typically, it's been the Word. When you make an image, there's a lot of the Word within that image. You've heard of like the image of God, Imago Dei. So things have to be created in respect to His likeness. And I think in respect to His likeness, it'd be in respect to life in general, in all forms, in all of its diversity. I heard this haiku. I am the wound and the sword. I am the victim and the executioner. That's from 1969 Japanese film. I mean, you've all heard it. Like someone tells you, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're really gonna hurt yourself. And then it comes down to moral guidelines. I mean, the Word has been the standard for years, and now there's like an extreme amount of images out there. I mean, images used to have value to them. You'd have a painting, it would take a lot of labor and effort to make a painting, but now you go online, there's millions of images everywhere. And a lot of people, I remember if you've seen Bryce's presentation, a lot of people in the world aren't literate, they don't have the education, the wherewithal, so they're going on, they're only seeing stuff, and they're only getting their information from seeing. And I don't know if you can really process the information in the same way. Carl Jung talks a lot about in his book, The Undiscovered Self. I think it's from like 1959. It says a lot about our instinct and our intuition, and how that can drive us, and not so much our basis of knowledge. So without moral guidelines, you go into the place like the internet, where no one's really like what do you do? No one's watching you. I mean, someone's watching you from the privacy situations. I have research on that too somewhere. But there's a lot of outside pressures. I mean, there's the capitalist system. The Western capitalist system is, I mean, you look at a city, what are we doing? We're just collecting things. We're making a big pile of concrete and steel. So that's the resource sink. You're just taking it to the city. You're piling it up. That's what we got. That's what we're value. You know, you might knock down half the city because you value automobiles now. Now we have room to park 50,000 cars. The internet isn't a bad thing. It just depends on the user, and we all make an agreement in a way. You know, we see some benefit from the internet, and we go in to what we're after, whether it's like to feed our instinctive energy to motivate us, or to like fulfill our knowledge. But now there's like, you know, deep melancholy dissatisfaction. I think that's Francis talks about this, the sense of isolation. Jung has a quote here: deprive men of their metaphysical foundations of his existence. We seem to think that we can substitute an irreplaceable and irretrievable beauty with something which we have created ourselves. Francis states that. So I think it's getting back to like what we value, what's real. Like, I mean, plastic has value now. You see like the use in plastic. Is it really so bad? It just depends on the user and what the user is doing with it. So the moral guidelines are important. You need to go in, and it can be tough with these outside pressures, the corporate pressures, because the ads, they're always trying to sell you something. Death the Truth, I think it's like Kakatani, Toonie or something. But you know, she talks about Mussolini and Hitler, and they used, you know, these repeated stereotypes. They were using these, they used art, they used images to appeal to people's feelings and their intuition. And this stuff, as far as like actions go, Jung backs me up on it. The feelings and intuition are become like, your actions are like based on that. For you could think about it, but when you're like in, you know, this world where you don't, there's ultimate freedom, and there's no constraint from anything, you know. So this approach, you know, I mean, you go back to cybernetics. These guys, Park, where are my notes here? Notes are important. Hold on, I apologize. Yeah, that's... Oh, jeez. I don't know. No system can, run without constraint. There, with limitless power, positive feedback, it's destructive. So you need constraints. The word is the word is in the internet. So I think the word transcends. I think people like father said, people are getting savvy to the tricks and the ploys by the ad companies. So I think, the word is in there, and people will see that they're coming for good, and they're not coming for wrong intentions, and it's all about self-control. This concludes my presentation. I appreciate you viewing this. Thank you.